Good evening, everyone. It's Christine Pauls from Wilmington, Delaware. This evening, I'm coming to you on my YouTube channel to read one more excerpt, this time from Somewhere in One Good Thing, my new release coming this summer. I decided to tell you a little bit about my main character, Madeleine's two older sisters, Georgina and Nola. If you have not read the synopsis or the first chapter, which I have here on the channel, I'd encourage you to listen to that before you listen to this. This is chapter 9. Georgina and Nola were 3 years apart in age. Between the two, 13 years separated them from Madeleine. Both were beautiful, carrying the light complexion and shapely frame of their mother and the slenderness, height, as well as facial features of their late father. Nola sat legs crossed in nothing but her slip at the kitchen table of their small hot third-floor Harlem apartment on 125th Street, smoking a cigarette and staring out the open window at the Apollo sign across the street. The box fan that was propped on the chair next to her blew mostly warm air against her frame. The dream of becoming an established jazz-singing duo with her eldest sister Georgina was slow moving. They'd had some small gigs around town, but still far and few in between. Plus, it wasn't bringing in the money they needed to pay the bills, so they both had to get jobs. With limited education, Georgina worked in the cafeteria at Harlem Hospital, and Nola at the same facility in housekeeping. The small space they lived in made her feel claustrophobic, and she often questioned if they'd made the right decision to come to the big city. It'd been 5 years, and they still had not been discovered. Her thoughts were broken by the sound of the apartment door closing. "I'm tired as can be," Georgina said, flopping at the kitchen table. "That double I pulled killed my feet." "There's liver and onions on the stove for you and a couple cold beers in the fridge. You heard anything from Lonnie about gigs this weekend?" Nola took a final pull of her Pall Mall and stamped it out in the ashtray. "No. As a matter of fact, I ain't heard from him since we did that little gig at that hole in the wall over in Sugar Hill a couple weeks ago. We came here to get a chance to perform at places like the legendary Lenox or the Apollo. I know we won't get there straight away, but if he ain't trying to get us up in those spots so we can get noticed, we'll never get there. I'll give him a call later." Georgina lit a cigarette. "By the way, you heard from Maddie? I know she's hot with us for not sending her that money we promised," Nola questioned. "Nola, you asking one too many questions," Georgina said, irritated. "I'm just coming in from work and I need to relax a bit. Besides, we don't have no money, especially not $150. The gigs didn't happen like we thought, and we had to pay rent, so there ain't no money to be sent. And besides, we got a whole other problem, remember? If we don't get that straightened out, we in big trouble for sure." "I know, but we should call instead of not saying nothing. I can hear Mama now talking us down." Nola ignored her sister's attitude. "I don't care nothing about that Nola." Georgina got louder. "Knowing Maddie, she worked extra to get the money together, and Mama, she got money stashed somewhere, even though she always crying broke. You know Maddie's her favorite anyway." Nola rolled her eyes. "Favorite don't have a thing to do with it. What's wrong with you? Jealous?" "Jealous? Are you crazy? Hell no. I ain't jealous, but Mama always favored Maddie. Yeah, she the youngest, but it was more than that. Her dark skin, looking just like Daddy. Mama was partial. She never gave us the same attention. Even with our singing, she never had nothing good to say about it. Always saying we was wasting our time. All she wanted us to do was sew, clean houses, cook, and do ironing, like she did. Why you talking like that, Georgie? We all look like Daddy. And besides, Mama had Manny late in life. We're much older than she is, and that's probably why she got more attention. But that's beside the point. Maddie's there handling all this stuff with Nana's house on her own and Mama's on a fixed income. You always taking their side in spite of how we've been treated. They think we up here living it up. But little do they know, we ain't doing no better than them. As a matter of fact, they probably doing better than us. If you want to call and explain, go right on and make it good, because that's all there's going to be is an explanation. We still ain't got no money to send. Can't even eat in peace, damn. Georgina uprooted herself from the kitchen table with her dinner and a can of beer. She made her way back to her bedroom, kicked the door open and slammed it closed with her foot. NOLA inhaled deeply, lighting another cigarette, and retrieved a shot glass from the cabinet along with a fifth of vodka. Pouring, she inhaled and blew smoke circles upward. Putting the glass to her lips, she tilted her head back, allowing the warmth of the clear liquid to travel down her throat. She didn't agree with her oldest sister and felt they should at least call and tell their family something, even if it was a lie. NOLA looked down the small hallway that led to her sister's closed bedroom door. Hearing the sound of the music from her radio, she picked up the telephone and dialed. She'd figure out some story to tell. That was chapter 9, giving you a little insight about Madeleine's two older sisters, Georgina and NOLA. Please stay tuned for my new release, One Good Thing. I'm so super proud of this story. I'm appreciative of my graphic designer, editors. My friend Joyce Brown, who has been the sounding board, my accountability partner, my writing buddy. Her advice and input really helped me put this story together. And that's what authors do. They are supposed to support each other and want to see each other do the very best that they can. So I hope you enjoyed that excerpt, and please look forward to One Good Thing. I have not set a firm release date. I do know it's going to be, July, August. But stay tuned, more of that to come. Thank you everyone for listening. Your input is very valuable to me. So I look forward to hearing what you have to say about this chapter, and have a great night.